Last month I made about 4K.
Nice.
I think it was 10%.
So in a 30-day period, a 10% increase on your account there. How do you
Oh,
feel about that?
that was really good.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your professional background?
Currently, I'm in the military.
Okay.
Yeah.
What branch are you?
Army, U.S. Army, National Guard.
Nice. Love
Um,
it. And how long have you been? Are you active? Are you reserve?
I am, well, National Guard. I'm with the state, active National Guard. So I'm U.S. Virgin Islands. I've been in for about 15 years now.
15 years. I love it. I love it. And for you, and again, I know we've had a discussion before, but salute to service. I really appreciate your work for the country, and we owe you a debt of gratitude for sure.
We appreciate your support. Thank you.
100%. Love it. So for you then, what was your main motivation for wanting to bring in an additional stream of income?
Well, that has always been something I wanted to do from since a young age. Yeah, that's something I always wanted to do. And I was always looking for a means to do it, but just never found the right vehicle
What
for
brought
that.
that about? Like, so you, even since a young age, you knew, okay, I need to have multiple streams of income. Was it, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, your family is from the DR, or is it?
Oh, well, my family is from St. Lucia, and well, we weren't raised in a rich home. So my mom made the sacrifice to put us through private school. And after seeing how she struggled and what she did for us, I knew that's not what I wanted for myself. Not knocking what she did, but I wanted to make a better life for my family, my future family. So yeah, I knew that I would have to get income, not only just one job, but more than one stream of income.
100%. I mean, my mom, has a big impact on me as well, and she's the one who emphasized private school for me and my siblings. Her income went to pay for our private school, and my dad's income, went to sustain the home and groceries and things of that nature. So I completely understand, mom making sure that their kids are set up as well as possible, and even though they're sacrificing and kind of doing things that are really difficult on them on the short term, it's a big payoff and a long term payoff on the back end. So I know she's proud of you and the man that you've
Well,
become.
yeah, that's definitely why I joined the National Guard, because when I was about to head to college, I told my mom, that's it. You're not paying for any more education. I'm gonna do it myself.
Wow.
So yeah.
I love that. I love that. And so you, at an early age, because you saw her work so hard and sacrifice so much, you didn't want her to, continue to put on herself the burden
Yeah.
of, making sure that you were okay. You wanted to step up and make sure that you were okay for yourself, not only for yourself, but also for her at the same time. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, you're right. 100%, definitely.
So that made you want to do better for yourself, have your own source of income, and create sources, plural, of income. Then and so, what have you tried before in terms of trying to make automated income?
Well, I tried network marketing. I think they call it MML.
Hmm.
Um, that process. Did a couple of those that didn't work out because you always have to bring in somebody who has to bring in somebody and build a team.
Yeah,
So that's not passive at all. Eventually, I'm not gonna knock people who do it. There are a lot of successful people I know who've done it, but I just didn't see myself. I'm not a salesperson.
yeah.
So I didn't see myself doing that.
So you tried a multi-level marketing, MLM, I believe is
Yes.
what they call it. You tried that, and that wasn't necessarily your fit. Did you try anything else?
Not per se. No, I have not tried it. I've tried I would say stocks.
Mm.
COVID hit, but lack of experience. I bought a lot of good stocks now, and if I kept it and if I had the experience, I probably would have been a lot better. But lack of experience, I sold it all, and I'm here. So I've always been had a zeal or a yearning to find something passive, a vehicle per se, to get me to that goal.
100%. And stocks, if you're setting it and forgetting it, then, sure, that could go up over time, but we understand the average returns on the stock market is typically kind of like 7 to 10%. Around COVID was kind of hit or miss. Some people did
Yeah.
extremely well. Some people lost a large percentage of their portfolio. So that definitely kind of is a bit of a crapshoot. But how did you end up hearing about us? I know you were looking for another income stream, but was there like a particular ad or like a video that stuck out to
Well,
you?
it's kind of funny. You're on Facebook. Facebook taps into your into your phone and they see what you're looking into. I think I was just looking into stocks and some avenues of investing, and you came up like it was just the first time you just came up, and I was like, I always give ads like about 10 seconds of my time to see how what they're about, and that 10 seconds went to a minute, and then I just end up watching the whole advertisement. I'm like, you know what? I'll do more research, and then I saw the testimonials. That was a big factor into me doing more research into like what your company is all about. So that was the very first one. Very first one.
I love it. I love it. And a lot of our clients, they resonate with the fact that I do have a family and I'm active with them. And then of course as well, I've done really relatively good for myself coming from the corporate world and finding something that actually works in passive income and just wanting to be able to tell people about it. So for you then, how did you feel just before actually joining ATN? Were you like skeptical? Were you nervous at all? How did you feel?
Oh, I was very nervous. The anxiety was there. I've invested about in total in MML about I would say about $6,000 in total over the years of different companies. So I've never invested that amount of money for the initial. So that was a big leap.
Yeah.
But after talking to Micah, I'm doing the research. He gave me the calculator. After doing the math, I was like, okay, this seems like a very, very good deal, and jumped on it. And I think you met my girlfriend. I spoke to her about it. I spoke to my brother. He's financially inclined or business inclined. And he was like, I don't see anything wrong with this.
Oh man, I love that. I love when you bring it to, especially on the front end, if you bring it to a family member and they're just like, oh wow, like even though I can't necessarily do this right now, or this isn't for me right in this moment, I support you in doing it. I don't see anything wrong with it, like you said, which is, it's just always a good stamp of a good confidence. For you then, you saw the ad, it kind of resonated at a point, and then you got on the line with Micah. He explained to you kind of what everything looked like. You guys went through what kind of success could look like on this end, and you decided to actually join. How was the setup process? Did you have Julio or was it David? Was it Aquila?
It was Julio. It was Julio. It was super quick, very patient. Yeah, it was super quick. I had no problem. I think within the same day I got set up.
Nice.
So that was really reassuring.
And how about ongoing communication? I know that he was just in the room a second ago, but like how has the communication been from when you got started to how things are going now as far as communication is concerned?
It's just been like I would say checks, like maintenance checks. I more hit him up in the first month than, so I was the one really seeking him out in terms of how to deposit money and how to check for certain information on the account, the PAM account. And after that was set up, it was just smooth sailing from there.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
So not a lot of maintenance is required, but just making sure that you're taking care of it. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's not a lot of maintenance, but what do you feel like, in your opinion, makes ATN different?
Oh, the transparency. I must say I was a little bit behind on the curve when you guys set up the Slack and the ATN Telegram.
Yeah.
But once I got that up and running, like that was, again, transparency. It's been a very good experience.
I love it. I love that. And so do you actually mind pulling up your account and sharing your screen?
Okay, that's coming up.
Nice.
Share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Not just yet. It's coming up. Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. All right. So tell me kind of how things went for you. What did you start with? Where are you at now?
I started with about 30K, and every month I've just been the first month I just let it ride, see how it went. And then after the first month, I'm like, okay, all right. I could breathe easy now.
Yeah.
And from since then I've just been adding, letting my money work for me.
I love it. I love it. It looks like overall to the right in the green that you've made just under $10,000.
Yeah.
How much has it actually been in the last 30 days?
In the last 30 days, I made about, I would say, well, last month I made about 4K.
Nice.
I think it was 10%. We had the 10% increase.
Sure.
Percent. Yeah. So yeah, I made about 4K.
Okay. So in a 30-day period, a 10% increase on your account there. And I mean, is that good? How do you feel about that?
That was really good. So it's kind of it's kind of funny. As I said, my brother was a big part in me making the decisions. Every time we talk, he'll be like, how is the investment going? And I'd be like, dude, I went up a grand today, or I went up a couple hundred today. And he was like, oh man, I'm so happy for you, dude. I was like, yeah, when are you gonna get on this? So when you guys gave the option of doing the family discount or opportunity, I should say, like he was the first one I hit up, and he was like, yeah, he's definitely eager to jump on the opportunity.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and we did that. And you can actually stop share. I appreciate you sharing your screen. We actually did that because we had a few of our clients that, of course, they're having great success, just like you, and you're proud to show results and things like that. But at some point, it's really, important for them to have their family take advantage of it as well. They want them to be able to, and some people aren't able to afford the actual price point up front. And there is a barrier of entry, like everybody understands. We don't just want everybody in, but what we look for are like-minded people that are willing to contribute to the community and things of that nature. So we find the right people, and then we have individuals like yourself who have a brother or have somebody that you're really close with that could really take advantage of it. They just are able to benefit because you've already taken the leap like that. And that's what we wanted to be able to do, is find a core group and then let our core group help other people as well. And that's what we're starting to roll out now. So I'm glad that Julio or whoever it was that already kind of let you know how we're doing things. Glad we had that conversation, and that is the direction that we are taking it. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, we're definitely excited about that.
Yeah. And so how quickly was it? So I know that the account being set up for you took within a day or what have you. So how quickly after that setup were you actually making passive income?
The next day, it wasn't much, but just knowing that it happened that fast, it was a relief. It was a relief, definitely.
Yeah.
It was exciting. It was exciting, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, and imagine a little less than 3 years ago for me, how exciting it was, for me to see it. And just, again, I had been years and years trying to find passive income, trying to do Amazon or Shopify or Airbnb, or just being in the space for a long time and just not having real results. And then finally, great, amazing, real results. And then now I want to tell my brother, now I want to tell my mom, now I want to tell everybody, and just kind of help them to get in. But there was still a barrier that I had to cross, which was to convince the trading team to take on people that were not high net worth individuals. That was my biggest hurdle at that time, and I'm glad that I was able to pass over that. So I know that you've tried, like we talked about, the multi-level things, and you tried stocks. Where would you actually rank ATN compared to the other ventures that you've tried?
Number one, it's actually what I've envisioned. It's everything. That's what passive income is, or what I envisioned it to be. Just have your money set aside and let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. So just to caveat on what you said, in the past, I've always envisioned or wanted to, where was I going with this? I just lost my train of thought. I hit.
Well, I was just talking about how I was able to find something that was good, be able to help other people into it as well. Real results, tried a lot of other things. They didn't actually work. And then finally was able to join a mastermind and figure out, that trading was able to happen not only on an algorithmic level, but also on the manual intervention level with professional traders. And so that was the start a little less than 3 years ago. But
definitely, I just remember. So I'm the type of person that like to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And of course, when they're trying to get you into these programs, they show you the end of the tunnel, but you don't see it at the beginning. And at first, you're so eager to get to the end. And when you realize how much work you got to put in to get to the end, it's not as beautiful. And granted, it's not that one doesn't have a zeal to get there. It's realistically the time and the effort you have to put in that you have from your main job and other things you got going around to support. family.
There's all sorts of external factors, even a spouse or a significant other that doesn't support, anything that's not traditional, or even, a job that keeps you so bogged down that you can't even think about another opportunity. You can't even take the time to watch 10 seconds and then a minute and then the whole ad and then watch a bunch of testimonials and things like it. It doesn't even give you the bandwidth to be able to do that for some people who are working 60, 80, 100 hours per week. And so, that's what's tough about kind of the way that life is right now, with the cost of living just skyrocketing, inflation skyrocketing, all of these uncertain times. The interest rates are at an all-time high, and all of the, well, maybe not at an all-time high, because apparently there was like a 20% interest rate for homes back in like the 80s or something like that. But for now, in our life, in my lifetime specifically, I haven't seen 8 and 9% interest rates for homes, and it's tough. It's tough for a lot of people, and they're looking for a way to get some relief. They're looking for a way to, whether they're looking for relief or they're looking for like to have expedited growth, right? Because a lot of clients of ours, they have stocks, or they have 401ks, they have IRAs, they have different retirement funds, or they just have money sitting in the bank, and it's either just not performing up to their standards or just not performing at all, like money. And so there's a difference, right? There's some people that are looking for just growth overall, and they're speeding up their retirement. And then there's also people that are looking for the immediate relief right now, which on a month to month, they're just like, man, like I live in California, or I live in wherever state that you're in, that's like really expensive. I need to, $10K a month isn't enough for me. Even though I'm a high income earner, it's not enough. They want to bridge that gap as well. I'm glad that it's working for you. In the month of the last 30 days, it's been $4,000+ Looks like your account overall is up almost $10,000, which is amazing. For you, what kind of living expenses do you have right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, really and truly, it's just my rent, my car payments, and that's about it. I think early on I made this. I knew I didn't want debt coming out of college, so I made sure I took care of that coming out.
Yeah.
So right now it's just my standard of living.
Yeah. And I apologize. What is that per month, if you don't mind me asking?
About 2 to 2.5K a month.
I always say this because I have a cousin that lives in Ohio, and his expenses are about that $2,500 per month. And I'm like, I would trade expenses in a heartbeat with you. Living in Southern California, I don't even know if your car payment would be $2,000 a month, but. Yeah.
Well, I guess coming from meager upbringings, I've always lived well below my means. It's kind of funny. My brother says the same thing. Like, how do you save so much money? I'm just like, well, I try. When I want something, I would spend. I'm not picky about that. But in the general grand scheme of things, I just live way below my means. I plan, I budget accordingly, and then I just save the rest. That's why throughout the years I've had enough capital to invest. I think it was, go ahead, sorry.
No, you think it was what?
No, it was something one of the advisors or the guys on the testimonial said was, you have your money in the bank sitting down there. The bank is making money off of your money.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there doing nothing. So why not invest it and have your money make money for you? So I think that really resonated with me and was a crucial, essential factor in me investing into the company.
100%. And if I'm hearing it correctly, and I appreciate you letting me know kind of what your expenses look like, because what that means is the last 30 days of passive income just paid for your next 60 days in expenses.
Definitely.
And that's what we want. That's what we want our clients to experience. And we're excited that you are. How passive has it actually been for you after the onboarding phase?
Super passive. I must say I still check on it like every 3 days or so.
Yeah.
But that is, I mean, not as I have a lack of trust for you guys, but it's just, you're just so exciting to see that it's actually working. I tell my brother, I'm always checking YouTube to see what's the next testimonial is coming out, so I could like relive that experience of joy, because I'm happy, but I just want to see the next person who have experienced it, how it's working for them. And that's just like more encouragement to share it with my friends and family.
Yeah.
because it is working.
Just because it is, and not only are you seeing it, you're seeing other people experience it as well. And hopefully you have been seeing the steady stream of testimonials that we do put out. And we are very excited to be able to have clients that not only are willing to share their testimony, willing to share their story, but also they're excited to do that because they know how inspiring it was for them when they got started, and seeing other people and what they experienced when they were on the outside looking in and trying to figure out if this is something that they could actually see themselves doing. It's just positive overall. And we're just happy that, again, like the last 30 days, we were able to help to bring $1.1 million in passive income for ATN and the ATN community. Your $4,000+ was a part of that. And that's what brings about real change, real impact. There's people that want to, again, they want to retire early, or they're already retired and they're not getting as much Social Security or pension that they expected, or they got college tuition that they're paying for, or they have kids that have additional needs that are outside of the norm. So all of that makes a big difference in how they can live their lives, and the pressures that they're under and things like that. It's just relieving just that much off of them. And that's what this is all about for us. And on your end, Elvor, like, honest question, there are people that they have negative things to say, and they're none of our clients, right? No client of ours is making posts or things like that to the negative. But there are people that maybe have sniffed around or just have been burned in the past, that they're just still chapped a little bit from other situations, and they just can't believe this is just too good to be true. And in an honest way, do you believe that we're scamming, or you have been duped in any way? How do you actually feel about the validity and the transparency that we provide?
The validity is there, but I will say I used to be one of those people, in the sense that before I joined, I was searching for what's wrong with this company. So I looked on Reddit, I looked on YouTube for different videos, and on Reddit they had one comment. But after talking to Mike on doing the research for yourself, and doing the research into what Forex accounts are and how much they cost, and just doing your general, getting education for yourself, then you realize that, hey, this is really not a bad deal. So you guys are not a scam. You guys are not a scam. And the only way people could know that is trying to get peer reviews and actually do the research for yourself to make an educated decision.
Yeah.
That's all you could find out.
100%. And that's always, for us, we don't pay too much attention to it, and it actually has been a platform for us to be able to answer more questions about, like, if somebody just needed clarity or whatever. We just use the opportunity for Julio to respond, or another executive team member of ours to respond and just clarify things and make sure that everybody knows what the truth is. And it's been great. It's an opportunity for us to be able to address some things that, like, maybe is just not exactly clear in some of the advertising or some of the things on the website. But overall, it's been a great experience. So for you, I know that you've already been singing the praises to your brother and maybe others, but how likely are you to actually recommend us?
Well, in the past 30 days, I've recommended you guys to about five folks in passing. So yeah, I'm like, what I have a very good opportunity. This is working for me right now. And it's always like, what is this opportunity? And I'll definitely mention you guys' name. Definitely.
I love it. And why should someone that may be listening and hearing your story and resonating with your background, why should somebody listening actually take action, considering if it is something that financially is feasible and it actually makes sense for them?
Well, I would say ask yourself, what are you doing now? Is it working for you now? If it's working, if what you're doing now is working for you now, then good. If what you're doing now is not working for you now, you might want to make a change, because definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. You won't see results until you make a change. And that's something that I had to face myself, look myself in the mirror and be like, okay, yes, this is a big move. This is a big leap. But what I've been doing up until this point has not changed my circumstances. I made the leap and my circumstances has changed for the better. So
Right.
I really appreciate that and the opportunity you have provided for us.
Well, I'm thankful to the trading team. I'm thankful to the mastermind that I'm a part of to be able to introduce me to individuals that are able to not only provide the service, but it's also just the actual results from it. It's not just, hey, we can put this bot together and do this and do that and all that and whatever. It's actually, hey, we're professionals. We've been doing this for X amount of years, and we've been helping high net worth individuals to do this. And in this case, we're putting ourselves in a position to be able to help you and your community as well. And I just can't thank them enough. I can't thank God enough for putting me in this position to have this amount of opportunity to not only provide for myself and my family, but also to help other people. On that end, Elvor, we do have our event that is coming up in September. I'm not sure if you've seen the emails yet.
I have.
But we would love to be able to see you in September. Is that something that's possible for you?
It's possible, but right now, depending on what happens in the next 3 months, I don't know if I can make it. But I did speak to Julio. That is a interest of mine.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see if I could get there, honestly.
Understood. Well, we would definitely love to see you, and if not, we'll what we do for you is not going to change one way or the other. We definitely appreciate you being a part of it, and we're happy to have you. The next time we do speak is going to be in the next few weeks. We'll just kind of catch back up and see how things are going for you, and just make sure we're still on the right track. But for now, those are all the questions that I had, and I really appreciate you giving your honest feedback.
Well, thank you for setting some time aside to talk to me.
100%, 100%. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be talking soon, okay?
All right. You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So every 30 days, I talk one-on-one with my clients, and that was their experience. If you want to learn more on how we help our clients earn 60% or more per year, then click the link in the description below.